What's good, y'all? It's Ali back at it again with another YouTube video in which I give you guys mental models you can use to become extremely successful, accomplish all your goals, and save the United States of America. So let's get right into it. So today we're talking about mistakes, because a lot of you niggas are making a massive mistakes in your lives right now. And you might think you're just thinking about general shit like, oh, I fucked up, or I pooped outside of the toilet, or I pissed on my cat, or I beat my meat when I'm not supposed to because I'm a God-fearing man. None of that shit. We're actually going to define mistakes differently for you niggas, because if you realize what true mistakes are in your life, then you can actually make sure you accomplish great things in your life. So let's define it real quick. So what do I mean by mistakes in the context of you becoming successful and you accomplishing your goals? Well, what I mean is making decisions based on the expectations of others. Yup. This is actually what it makes to make mistakes as a grown fucking man. This is the biggest mistakes you will make in your life, when you're making decisions based on the expectations of others. And I know y'all sitting here like, Ali, what the hell are you talking about? I make tons of fucking mistakes. This isn't what it means to make mistakes. Nigga, yes, it is when it comes to you accomplishing your goals. And the reason for that is because when you are trying to achieve something in your life, when you're trying to become great, when you're trying to become successful, you're going to make mistakes no matter what. You're going to fuck up. You've never done this before. You've never taken this shot before. You've never tried to achieve this goal you're trying to achieve right now. And the reason why you don't have the success that you want is because you don't have the skills yet. You don't have the ability. You don't have the knowledge. Where is that going to come from? From you taking action, from you doing work and putting in effort. And when you do that, you're going to fuck up. You're going to make the wrong choice. You're going to mess up in whatever way you're going to mess up. But the good thing about this is that mess up or that fuck up is really just a lesson. Because to achieve the success that you want to achieve and to become very great, you need to make the mistakes. Why? Because these mistakes are just information that you take in to learn from. And once you make all the mistakes, all that's left is to make the right moves or to have the right skills. And then you get the outcome, right? You don't become successful. You become the man who is capable of becoming successful. Does that make sense? You gain the skills and abilities to then have the success that you want. The success doesn't just happen to you. No, you just become a man who's good enough. And you become good enough from going through shit, from making mistakes, from learning lessons. So naturally with actions, you make mistakes. That's natural. That's a good thing. No man on the planet right now has reached the pinnacle of his power without fucking up first. He had to mess up. He had to mess up. Because if you've achieved something without ever fucking doing anything, did you really achieve anything? No, you fucking didn't. You were just handed. It was just handed to you. You got fucking lucky, basically. Understand? So this is why the only way you can actually make mistakes, my nigga, is by making decisions based off the expectations of others. Well, how does that make sense? Because when you are making choices and decisions based off what your mom thinks, what your dad thinks, what those bum ass niggas you be hanging around right fucking now think, that means you're living by what they see and their goals for you instead of your own. Does that make sense, bro? This better make sense. And I know y'all are nodding your heads right now like, yes, sir, Ali, you right, you a smart ass nigga, I know. But thing is, if you are making choices because your mom wants you to live this way, your dad wants you to live this way, your bum ass homies want you to live this way, this is the only fucking mistake you're making. This is actually a mistake. Because once you make that move on behalf of that person, you're denying yourself of yourself and what you want out of life. And you're a fucking man, bro. As men, we were born to resist. We were born to fight for what we desire. Why do you think there's countries in the world, these men have fought for their independence, for what they believe a nation should look like? That's why we have nations, bro. That's why we have this shit. That's why men are disagreeable. That's why we want to fight. That's why we say, fuck no, you're stupid. I believe this. This is the way things should be. Understand? That's a man living up to his potential or what he sees the world as. The minute that man folds or conforms to another man's will, and God forbid a woman's will, what the fuck are you doing? A woman's will, now you're denying yourself of yourself. And that's a mistake. Because you can never become successful like that. You can never become successful if you're making all your decisions based off what anybody else thinks. That means your goals die while their goals live. Because everybody, to be honest, wants everybody to operate a certain way. I want you, because by y'all watching this video, I want you guys to operate a certain way. And maybe you're saying, Ali, you're full of shit. Fuck this video. That's fine. I mean, you're going to be a bum ass nigga. You need to be listening to this, but that's fine. If you're saying, I don't care, you could turn off this video. You have your own way of doing things. You don't agree with my definition of mistakes. That's fine. That's your right. You want to live your life the way that you want to. And it is still better for you to do that than just listen to whatever anybody else wants. Because if you have this desire and I'm telling you, hey, you need to go right, but you want to go left and you go right, you're just denying yourself. You become a slave. You're essentially a slave, and no man wants to be a slave. I'd rather die to be a slave, bro. I know, black people were in chains before. Anyway, point is, right? You don't want to actually be a slave. That's no way a man should live his life. So the only actual mistakes that you can make in your life is when you start making decisions based off the expectations of others. So what's the actionable step for this to overcome this, to make sure this is not how you live your life? You don't become a fucking slave. Well, naturally, you have to check yourself. Yup. You have to check yourself. So what do I mean by this? When you are making decisions in your life on a daily basis, you have to be regularly asking yourself and be like, am I making this choice? Am I making these moves? Am I learning this thing? Am I working this hard for my goals or because of somebody else's goals? Am I doing this because somebody else told me to do it or because I want to do it? And what you'll come to realize, because a lot of y'all are making this mistake live right now. That's the crazy thing. A lot of y'all watching this right now, you guys are doing this shit right now. You're living your life. You're making these decisions. You're going to college. You're listening to this dumb bitch that you're dating, this fat hoe that you're dating right now, this 5 that you're dating right now. You're making decisions because of what she wants or what your family wants. Your family says go to college, so you got to go. Your bitch says you got to be here, so you go there, right? You're doing this. And you'll come to realize, like, I'm making mistakes right now. No, I don't want to do that shit that my bitch is telling me. In fact, fuck this bitch. I'm breaking up with her. Or, no, I don't actually want to go to college. I want to learn these online skills. I see a lot of guys being successful in this. I believe I can be successful in it too. I want to do this. You're born to resist, bro. And you have to train this. Something I will always say in all my videos is everything worth having in life must be worked for. So obviously you have to train the ability to not live up to the expectations of others or make decisions based off of expectations of others. So you have to be asking yourself every single time you make a choice, is this for me or is this for them? And then you have to, if it's for them, you have to be like, nope, I don't want to do this anymore because this is not what I want. This is not what I want. This is not what I want to do. I want to do this. They say, hey, go left. Nope, I see something right. I'm going right. And then naturally you do this over and over and over and over again with all your decisions. Now you're living your life on your fucking terms. Because imagine you have this insane vision for your life right now, which a lot of you guys watching me probably do. You have this insane vision for your life. You have this insane vision for America. But your mom says, you got to go do this. Some dumb hoe says, you got to go do this. Because you're simping for her. And that dream, that idea, this life that you see yourself living, you can't live that shit. Because you haven't trained this. Crazy, stupid. I'm telling you, y'all, I would rather die. I'd rather die. If I can't live my life the way that I want to and pursue what I believe to be right or what I believe to be true, I'd rather fucking die because you're essentially dead anyway. And a lot of y'all are dead right now. You don't even know. A lot of y'all are dead. Because a lot of y'all are going to practice doing this, which you fucking should. A lot of you guys are going to practice doing this and quickly realize, damn, bruh, I'm not even living my life on my own terms. Everything I do is for somebody else or because of somebody else's expectations, not because I really want to do it, but because somebody said I should do it. Society said I should do it. My mom, my dad, my family members, whoever is saying it. So you guys need to break your chains today, bro. And this is how you start. So with all your choices from now on, check yourself. Am I doing this for me? If it's not for me, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm going to pursue my goals. And everybody who wants to hop on my program can do that shit. Ain't no bitch going to tell me or you or should be telling you what the fuck to do. If you have your goals that you want to pursue and a woman tries to come in your life and say, no, get the fuck out of my face, bitch. I'm about to slap your ass. Right? You're like, this is the way I'm going. You want to come into my life and be an asset? That's fine. You got to handle your family members the same way. No, this is how I want to live my life. If you want to support me, cool. If you don't, fine, but I'm going to go this way. So you're either with me, not with me, or against me. But that's the choice I'm giving you because you're a fucking man, bro. That's how you should be moving in your life. You should not be making choices based on, like, this is what I want to do. You either supporting me or you're not. That's how it fucking should be. So yeah, man, start practicing checking yourself. You're going to get better at this the more you do it with all your decisions. And then now you're going to be able to live a fulfilling, exciting, beautiful, scintillating life, bro. Because now you're actually living on your own terms. A lot of you guys aren't living on your own terms right now, and I want you guys to live on your own terms. That's the only way that you can save yourself. That's the only way you can save America. So that's how we're going to rock. That's how we're going to roll. Okay, so let me know how you niggas feel about this. Did this make sense? Is this clear? Do you guys understand what it really looks like to make mistakes in your life? Making mistakes is not you fucking up on the path to achieving your goals or you messing up on the path to achieving your goals. That's natural. You need to actually mess up so you learn the right lessons. You see, if you get success or you gain a lot of success and you haven't made a lot of mistakes in your life, that's how you fuck up your life. It's like when you give an 18-year-old $1 million or $1 billion, they're going to lose all that money because they haven't went through enough things. They haven't grown enough thick skin. Their skulls aren't tight enough. You know, you have to go through things so you get smarter, so you become competent. When you're given success without going through stuff or making mistakes, you become a loser. You become incapable. You actually become a ticking time bomb because it's horrible to give somebody who's a dumbass money, somebody who's incapable money because they're going to make horrible decisions. So you have to make mistakes. The mistakes that you make on the path to achieving your goal are fine. You should be embracing that. You should be like, hey, this is another lesson. This is another lesson. This is another lesson. And eventually you become successful. The real mistakes is when you're like, I'm going to achieve my goals based off what somebody else tells me. Somebody else has to tell me what my goals are. Horrible, bro. You never want to fucking live your life that way. So yeah, if this made sense, if you're like, no, Ali, I'm going to check myself from now on. I'm actually going to gain my independence. I'm going to gain my sovereignty because that's what I have been destined to do, being born as a man. That's the power that God has given me, right? If you've messed with this, if this is easy to understand, if you're like, yup, I'm going to do this, Ali, then like the damn video so we can grow the fam. This is for the young American man. I want more guys to see this so you guys can actually earn your independence and live your life on your terms. That's what we're destined to do as men, bro. That's what we're destined to do as men. So like, and of course, subscribe to, because I'm dropping heat like this every single fucking day, bro. Because I want us all to cook. I want this thing to grow. I want to become massive. I want to become the greatest man on the planet. And the way that I do that is by gaining influence, by teaching y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a benevolent cycle. So like and subscribe. And with that being said, I'll catch you boys in the next YouTube video. Deuces.